Today's episode of the Bill Simmons Podcast is brought to you by SeatGeek, our presenting sponsor, and the easiest way to shop for the best tickets thanks to their revolutionary grading system. Buy and sell tickets in just 2 taps on your phone. 2 taps. Everything fully guaranteed. Right now, my listeners get $10 off baseball tickets the first time they use SeatGeek. Just use promo code BSMLB. Download the SeatGeek app today or go right to SeatGeek.com. We're also brought to you by Binge Mode, Game of Thrones. Season 2 is up of our new podcast that breaks down and dissects every single episode of Game of Thrones. Mallory Rubin, Jason Concepcion are your hosts. Subscribe now on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Coming up, Finals MVP, Kevin Durant. But first, don't forget to go to theringer.com and read all the great stuff we wrote about the NBA Finals. We were on fire. Kevin O'Connor, Danny Chow, Jonathan Charks, whole bunch of people, Shea Serrano, everyone was all hands on deck. Go read that stuff. Finals MVP, Kevin Durant, coming up right now. Night after the finals, I'm here with Finals MVP Kevin Durant, who has not slept. Is that true?
Yep, that's true.
When was the last time you had sleep?
In between games 1 and 2.
You haven't slept since in between games 1 and 2?
I haven't had a good night's sleep since then.
Because of nerves?
Just like, yeah, anxiety. Just
anxiety. You were playing great.
I know, but I just wanted to know what's going to happen the next game, how they were going to adjust, how I was going to play. I was just so anxious to play. My thoughts were going everywhere. I couldn't really sleep.
All right, let's hit game 5 first. Did you? I was sitting pretty close, and you were walking toward where I was sitting near the end, and you just stopped and you like put your hands on your knees. There was like a minute to go in the game. And it looked like either you were super tired or you got emotional or something, and Draymond had to come over and Curry was dribbling, like basketball was going on. It was like something happened. What happened?
I mean, at that point we had the game at hand, and I was just like, wow, the crowd was everybody was so loud in there. It was just like so much happening at once. Knowing that you're about to win the championship, playing so well, and then the crowd on top of that get to cheer you on as you're, becoming a champion, and like so many people were happy for you. It was just emotional, and they had to tell me to finish playing. But
you felt like you were getting choked up?
Not choked up. It was just one of those moments, just overwhelming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can't really describe it. It feels like when so much is going on, and just you get lost a little bit. So I didn't handle that so well because I should have kept playing, but it was amazing.
The only thing that I was missing was a sideline reporter asking you, Kevin, what does this moment mean?
Yeah, I was waiting on that. I probably didn't know how to answer that question.
All right, so you dreamt about it, so then it actually happens. Was it different than the dream? Was it the same as the dream? What was different about it?
Just the whole moment of win, or like
everything. Like from the moment you knew you were going to win, all the way through. What was your biggest surprise?
Just how fast it all happened. Like as soon as the buzzer went off, it felt like everybody was on the court.
Yeah,
and like I didn't even know who to go find. Like I didn't know where my mom was. I was looking for my brother. Looking for Rich. I was just looking for Chuck. Everybody, and then they just out of nowhere, everybody just appeared. I was just like, man, this is crazy. It just feels just like a rush. When like you get up into the roller coaster and like you're about to have a free fall, and you're gonna feel something crazy.
Yeah,
like exactly how it is. It's like a quick thrill.
I mean, it's like 40 different things happening in 5 minutes, and then near the end, there's Bill Russell.
Yeah, it's like
the greatest winner of all time. He's like, here's a trophy for you.
Yeah, it's like an avalanche of like happy moments. You know what I'm saying? You look over, you see Steph embracing his family. You see Draymond embracing his mom. His mom come out of nowhere and give me a big hug. It's like such a big family. Coach Kerr's wife is there. His kid, like it's just so many people having just such happy moments. It just all made me smile. And then, like I said, out of nowhere, you see Bill Russell walking up on the podium. I'm like, that's a legend. Like
What'd he say to you?
Congrats. He was like, "Oh, you're a pretty good player, huh?" I was like, "You say so." But I'm saying just to see that on TV and finally experience it for myself, it was everything I thought it would be.
Did you think that was the best you've ever played, those 5 games?
Yeah, I think so. That's probably the first time I can honestly say that, because you put together good games individually, but to put together good games individually and achieve team success is like, it's like nirvana. It's like that's what you always want as a basketball player. You want to play well, and you also want your team to win. You know what I'm saying? I think for me, I wanted to play well and win. I think me playing well wasn't high on the totem pole than the team winning. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I was able to just worry about just trying to win, and my spirits were in the right place, and it felt like the ball and the basket was just getting wider and wider for me.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had a nice touch. I felt like I had a nice touch with all my shots, but just because I was in the right mindset of just locking in on defense, trying to do the small stuff first.
When I think when you were on my HBO show and I said how well you played on both ends in the Oklahoma City Golden State series, and you bristled. You were like, I've been doing that my whole career, because you always feel like your defense, people don't appreciate it. I thought your defense, I thought that was pretty much the best I've seen you play two-way in that series. You have to agree with that.
That was Chuck.
Chuck had a cameo.
This series, or
yeah, because you had to. I mean, you were basically playing center for some of the games, and you had to worry about rim protection in a way that I don't feel like you've not since like Texas.
Yeah, I mean, we play so small.
Yeah,
I'm on at the 5. I'm at the 4. So I have to guard when I'm not guarding LeBron. I was guarding Kevin Love,
right.
And Kyrie some possessions. So it's like I didn't have a break. You know what I'm saying? I had to be on alert with all of those guys. Kyle Korver when he came into the game, J.R. Smith. Really the guys you could kind of play off of, but they're still like dynamic and cutting, and offensive rebounding is like Shumpert and Richard Jefferson. You got to always be aware of them because they're going to cut. They're going to make the winning basketball plays outside of just making baskets. And then on top of that, they had shooters. So it was kind of hard to lock in on helping on LeBron when he's driving, but also knowing that he can whip a pass to the corner and hit a shooter. So I had to be on guard for every type of movement, from running around chasing Korver to Kyrie dribbling 10 times in possession to get a basket, or LeBron trying to bully his way to the rim. And Kevin Love try to post me up, you know what I mean, and catch me on a pump fake on a 3 foul. Like I was trying to worry about so many different ways to get a stop. That's why I was so stressful, and that's why I couldn't sleep, because they had so many weapons.
In game 1, there's this play that everybody missed, but I think you scored, and then Kyrie had the ball, and you just decided to guard him full court.
Yeah,
and you took him. You were just feeling it, and you took him the whole way, and you ended up throwing off the backboard, I think. But I was like, man, KD's locked in. Now he thinks he can guard Kyrie full court. That's like a suicide mission.
That's probably the first and last time I did that. But I think throughout the season, though, I was picking guys up full court, and I know feel that would give our team energy.
It worked.
And so I know I can't do it every possession, but I tried to throw it in there just to, let them know that every once in a while somebody might try to make you work full court. You know what I'm saying? So they'll have another look at it. They'll have another, just a different look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not the same stuff, because when you give great players the same dose, they gonna figure it out at some point. So
yeah, because the Warriors fans were complaining about like, why is Zaza starting every game? It's plus minus, and I was looking at it like it seems like Kerr just wanted to have a bunch of different lineups so that it was never the same thing for more than 6 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And we knew that, the way, first of all, our offense, the way we move in our offense, it tires defenses out no matter what. So, like, we knew we got, coming off the bench, we had Ian Clark, Pat McCall, Andre Iguodala, Sean Livingston.
Yeah.
Like, they're not the clear out the way, ISO them all, let's go get a basket. Like they tire other teams out and score when in the second unit when they're not supposed to, basically, because they move around, they cut,
layups.
They get layups, they get easy baskets, and they play defense. So, it just overwhelmed me with the way we play. And on top of that, the IQ we have on the bench as well is the reason why we're so deep. And
I think that it's funny because everyone's like 3-ball, this is where basketball is going. Like to me, I went to 3 of the games. The passing and the layups, like that's what stuck with me more than the shooting. I mean, you 3 of the greatest shooters of all time, but just the back doors, it was like some 77 Blazers, 86 Celtics.
Yeah, we
old school stuff, Yeah,
we all watched Cleveland all year.
Yeah.
And just watching how they play defense, and they packed the paint a lot, and they were good on initial action, but after 2 or 3 passes, we found out we can get a lot of stuff on the back end because they weren't as disciplined after the first few passes as they should have been.
The Celtics series,
the Celtics exposed that a little bit. Even in the Indiana series as well, they were getting a lot of open looks. But we passed the ball sometimes 8 or 9 times in a possession. You know what I'm saying? And that tires the defenses out. It's not that we're just saying, hey, Steph, go score, but you're just way better than everybody. Or Clay, go score, you're just way better than your opponent. Or me, just go score. But it's like, all right, might have to ISO one play. Might have to run a pick and roll with me and Steph one play. And then you're going to have the movement at the end. When that stuff bogged down, we got the movement. And when the movement bogged down, now it makes us dangerous that we got the ISO game. So
when did you and Steph master how to do that high screen? What point in the season was that? Because by the finals, it was pretty much unstoppable.
I mean, we only really worked on it in the finals.
Yeah.
Because a lot of teams will have bigger guys on Steph, and they would just switch it.
Yeah.
Or, teams would, it'd be hard to run it because, like I said, they have a bigger guy on Steph, or they might just switch the point guard on me and load up. And so, but Cleveland knew that if they switched Kyrie on me, I would,
I could
score in the post, or I was going to try to get him some fouls, so they were showing on the pick and roll, and I was just slipping out. And if you put 2 on the ball against us, like, and you give us a free lane, it's a lob or it's a 3 because we got smart players. So we were just trying to milk that.
I thought it was one of the smartest basketball series I've ever watched because the teams knew each other really well.
Yeah.
Each of you had things that the other team couldn't stop.
Yep.
And there were certain matchups that you knew you could go to. And then it was almost like watching a football game.
Yeah.
Where it's like at halftime, we got to start running up the ball up the middle. We got to stop. We got to bring the linebacker over. And basketball is not normally at that level. I mean, everybody's complaining about, not everybody, but a lot of people, the super team, whether it was just going to be, it's like, I thought the series was amazing. Like just as a basketball fan, I was like, this is incredible.
It was. I mean, games one and 2. I mean, Cleveland, and we didn't just start off just killing them.
No,
we had to really work for those leads we had.
The first half of game 1 was like a game 7.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. It was back and forth. We were missing layups. They were struggling to score. Like it was just a battle.
Yeah.
And then we pulled away. We were up like 7 points at half on the road in game 1. Then we pulled away in the third. But like every game, we knew they were going to come out with that point. If we always told ourselves, take the first punch, play well in the first punch, and after that, we're gonna see where they are. Because they always used to come out super strong.
Yeah.
So they didn't really pace themselves. So they just always wanted to blitz us early.
I didn't understand that strategy because it seemed like LeBron. Well, LeBron was wearing down in every fourth quarter. It seemed like he had so much energy in the first half, and by the fourth quarter, you could see it. He just wasn't moving the same.
Yeah,
I don't know why they didn't flip that. I'm not asking you to criticize Cleveland.
I mean, LeBron plays with force, and he plays downhill. So when you, as a coach, say you need to up the pace, upping the pace is him just getting downhill, getting to the rim. And that's taxing. Yeah. And especially having to guard, too, on the other end.
Right.
Guard us with the way we move. So it's like you coming out the gates real strong, real fast, and at some point you'll start to level off as far as wanting to get to the rack every time, or push the break after a rebound and
But
try
you
to take
guys
it
love
coast
that
to
though.
coast.
If they're going to play at that pace, that's
Yeah.
like the greatest thing ever for you.
I mean, but it was hard. We had to be almost perfect on the offensive end though, because they were moving so fast and scoring so fast. It's like we had to match it, and guys came through and knocked down shots.
Yeah. Turned out you have a pretty good team. You versus LeBron. There's a couple times when you guys were barking at each other.
Yeah.
And I always try to read lips, trying to figure out what everybody's saying. He's got that mouthpiece in. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Is it coherent? What's going on? You guys just like swearing at each other? What's happening? Because you guys are friends too.
Yeah, but I'm friends with a lot of guys. I mean, and I don't really talk to him throughout the games like that. So,
well, he's the one who does most of the talking.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was more so about our teammates, because we had our teammates that got into some stuff and just trying to just play. Like he was telling us, like, man, telling me they just want to hoop. I was like, that's all we want to do too. So let's just play. All the extra stuff, like, it really don't matter.
Yeah.
Y'all playing physical, which is cool, but like the extra stuff, let's just play. I was like, yeah, you're right.
Each time you seemed amused by it, that LeBron was so agitated.
I wouldn't say he was agitated.
What was he then?
I mean, he was just, like I said, the stoppage and play. I don't think anybody really likes that. Just when you get into scuffles, they got to do so much reviewing and so much.
Well, David West almost turned into the Incredible Hulk.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, he was fiery.
He got really angry.
Yeah,
I was scared. I was scared for everybody in my section.
He's intense, man. He's intense.
All right, so you versus LeBron after this series. What, like, do you talk to him this summer? What happens?
Nah, probably.
You just hug after the game and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know what we're supposed to do.
I don't know. I can't tell how good friends anybody is. Like, the story came out that you guys did a song together in 2010.
Yeah, that was 7 years ago. I'm like, I was 21 years old.
It came out. You might have dated the Bachelorette. You might not have.
Oh man, that was
what was that story?
Too. I don't even know.
Did you go on a date with her?
No, I didn't.
It was Us Weekly story.
That was?
Yeah, it was Us Weekly. They said you went on a date. Rich saw it. Rich sees everything.
He told me about that. No, we actually would see each other probably once a week in college. Like, we never really hung out at all. That's how I know her.
Okay.
So
how much are you aware of what's going on, like, with the narratives and the media and all? Like, after game 2, Pierce said on TV, Katie's the best player in the world now. Like, do you know that stuff's going on?
No, I mean, when you go through the media availability, they ask you questions on that type of stuff. But I mean, as far as what Pierce said, I heard it, but I tried not to, like, take it in.
Yeah.
I didn't want that just yet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was obsessed. He just
Rich does all the searching for you.
Yes, all the searching. Twitter, Instagram, all of that stuff.
We forgot to bring Rich a mic again.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, we should have.
I forget you guys were even recording on my
phone, so I'm just in the moment. All right.
We can hear that.
Okay, good. So are you looking at emails and texts, obviously, but only people who are smart enough to know that it's the finals, maybe leave you alone.
Yeah.
You're not.
That's the best part. A lot of people gave me my space and respected my space around this time, my mental space.
Yeah.
From family to friends, they really respected it. And I think that goes a long way, because it takes a lot mentally to go through this, to try to win a championship. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. It's hard. No matter how easy people may think it was for us,
right? It's
hard to win.
Did the 16-0 matter to you guys, or you just want to win the title?
It didn't matter, but now as you think back on it, like, it would have been cool to finish it. But as long as we got the 16 wins, that's what we were worried about. And, it was a few games where, we we probably should have lost, but we end up sticking together at the end and finish it off. The game 3 in Portland.
Yep.
I didn't play that game, but we were down big early in that game. And also in Utah, on the road, we're down 9-10 points in the
You
third.
should have lost that one. Or you could have lost that
We
one.
could have lost that one. You know what I'm saying? So
I still feel like everyone points to the Kawhi game when Kawhi got hurt.
yeah, that was probably a game we probably would have lost.
I think you guys were going to win that game.
Think
Even
so?
before Kawhi got hurt. I was
I
watching
feel
that
like
game
we were
going,
on the
they're going to
way-
go off.
We're on the way. We're on the way coming back.
Yeah.
It was an early game, and we were just
You could see it
had
was gonna
9
happen.
days off. It was
Yeah.
so much going on. So, but I mean, we had some struggles. It's a lot of Utah series was a tough one. We were winning games, but it was just like, they were switching everything. They were
The well-coached team.
they were running
Big
their
shot
sets
blocker.
all the way through. They
Yeah.
got a big shot blocker, so it was kind of hard to really get in the paint.
Yeah.
They are a tough team. They're gonna be really good. I like
If they-
Utah.
if
If
they
they
stay
keep
together.
everything, yeah, that's the thing.
You know how this game goes.
Yeah, I know.
Isaiah Thomas followed Gordon Hayward yesterday. With the little eyes or whatever.
Yeah.
We started following him on Twitter. Yeah, it's all starting.
Good.
The summer thing. You're not involved this time.
Yeah, I'm not. No, that's
Although I guess technically you could be a free agent if you wanted, but
yeah.
I've heard that you're staying is whatever. There's word in the street.
Why wouldn't I?
Word in the street is you might stay. Why would you leave one of the best teams anybody's ever seen? That would be
Yeah,
a
after we
bad
just
career
won
move.
a championship.
I would recommend against that. Unless you came to Boston, I'd be all for
No, I'm good.
it. All right, quick break to talk about Harry's. Father's Day is coming up. Harry's.com. My friends, they have a special offer that you and your father, stepfather, grandfather, father-in-law, whatever, you're going to love it. I look out for all the dads. Just go to harrys.com/BS. Get $5 off one of their shave sets, including a limited edition Father's Day set that has a storm gray razor handle, chrome razor stand, foaming shave gel, 3 replacement blades, and a travel cover. It's packaged in a sleek, giftable box. Harrys.com, Rich. This is good. Gift set. What a deal. Harry sent me some razors last year. It changed my life. I don't get shaving cuts anymore. I don't get shaving zits in my neck anymore. I have a nice, clean, happy face. Thank you, Harry's. I couldn't resist getting a Father's Day set for myself and for my father-in-law. Harry's is about great shave at a fair price, and thanks to their 100% quality guarantee, they will give you a full refund if you aren't happy. Go to harrys.com/BS right now to redeem a special offer for fans of the show. Harry's will give you $5 off one of their shave set. That's for a limited time only. Act now. That is harrys.com/BS for $5 off and to help support the BS podcast. Happy Father's Day, by the way. All right, back to Kevin Durant. Game 3. There's like the Cavs are up 6.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing well, you're getting your numbers, but you hadn't. I felt like you were lurking in the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, he's waiting. He's waiting for something. And then you went off at the end, and that became your signature game. Like you realize that's going to be the game. I think people remember, and every great player has that game.
Yeah.
It's just kind of cool. I in the moment I was like, oh, it's the KD game. Here we go.
Yeah.
This is it.
I didn't think it would go like that. I mean, it was just I started off strong. I played well in the first half. I think I had probably 16 points.
You just missed a couple shots that seemed like they would have gotten you going.
Yeah. But I was shooting a solid percentage. I was like 6 for 11.
Yeah.
And I felt good on my shots. And then in that third quarter, that's when I wasn't aggressive. I only took one shot.
No, it was the only time the whole playoffs where I felt like for about a minute you guys looked not rattled, but kind of like all looking around like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Yeah.
it's something seemed off for a second.
That
And the
game
crowd
3?
was loud as shit.
Yeah.
And they're going crazy. And Cavs were playing really hard. And I was like, oh. It was kind of how I thought game 3 was going to go. And I thought the Cavs either were going to win or come close. And then you had the little follow in the baseline over Thompson.
Yeah.
Which was one of your old school moves.
Yeah.
And then the 3, because tired LeBron forgot that you were dribbling right to your favorite spot.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of all played out so perfectly. We were getting stops. We were forcing them to play one-on-one.
Yeah.
And they were making them shoot over top of us. and we rebounded and got out. So, and coach ain't called a timeout when we were down 45 seconds to go. We got a rebound.
Yeah.
He probably could have called a timeout and set up like a 2-for-1 or something. So he didn't call a timeout. And like you said, I seen LeBron just heels behind a three.
I just want you to know at age 47, if we're ever playing in pickup in a game with those stakes, I'm not letting you shoot from that spot.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm stepping up 3 feet.
That's
It
the
might
sweet
take me a
spot.
while because I'm old and I have a bad back and bad knees, but I'm still going to get to that spot before you do.
That's the sweet
I know
spot.
exactly where your
I'm
spot
running,
is.
yeah, I'm running there, but it's gonna be tough to stop it though.
LeBron, in LeBron's defense, he had played like 130 out of 132 minutes in the series to that point. But as soon as you went over half court, I said to the guy sitting next to me, my buddy Chris Chan, I was like, he's shooting it, he's pulling up.
Mm-hmm.
And then LeBron realized it like a split second late. That was great though. And then Kyrie screwed up the 2-for-1, which was good for you, for the team.
That was perfect.
That was good. They just
they
kind of
ran
lost their
down-
composure.
They ran down like 11 seconds off the clock too, so they
Yeah.
didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
If they'd have fouled right away, then they had a lot of time to make it to go to back and forth.
That was the game that they screwed that game up.
Yeah.
I think they had that game because JR missed a 3 too when they were up 6.
They had some good shots.
They had good
missed.
shots. Corver's shot, I defend to the death.
Yeah,
like that was a good
shot.
play.
Good play.
Like, did you when he takes that, you think that's probably going in?
Yeah, oh hell yeah.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
Steph got a solid contest, but
He did.
He was making them anyway throughout
Yeah.
the whole. Every time he got a look, it felt like it was going in.
Did you guys think you were going to sweep? How confident were you?
We were confident, but we knew how hard it was going to be.
Yeah.
We knew that they weren't going to just let us sweep them on their home floor and celebrate. No, they wasn't going to go like that. So they played an excellent basketball game as far as exploiting all of our
49 points is insane.
weaknesses.
Yeah.
And they had 86 points at the half. I was like, I never seen that before.
Man, their crowd was loud and angry. That's an angry crowd. Is that the angriest crowd?
Man, game 3 was crazy. I walked out. I was trying to keep my cool. I was trying to keep my head straight. I heard somebody behind the bench. She was like, I can score 30 on that team. I was like, oh my gosh.
We had this
funny. I was like, come on, man.
We had this guy. First of all, my whole section was trying to start a cupcake chant about you. We had this other guy who was just yelling at everybody, but you started yelling at the refs at one point. He's like, shut up, you skinny motherfucker.
Really?
As loud as he could. We were like, Jesus, I hope the Cavs don't lose. I was worried about getting out of there. And then they lost. We were like, let's go. Let's go. Where's the exit?
Yeah, they were angry.
But yeah, that is a
were
very
so
passionate
angry.
crowd.
Yeah.
And they thought it was funny because they thought every call was going against them. And meanwhile, you guys had like, at one point it was like 12-6 fouls, Golden State to Cleveland.
Yeah.
And they thought every call it's one of those crowds. It was good though. What'd you learn about LeBron James after 5 games that you didn't know? What'd you learn from that series? Is there a level of respect that you have that maybe you had before but deepened, or is it just the same?
It's probably just the same. I mean, I had a lot of respect for him early on. You know what I'm saying? You can respect anybody who worked as hard as you. And
That's a diplomatic political answer.
no, I'm being serious.
That had to be one thing you learned after you
Nothing.
played him 5 times in 10 days.
Yeah, but I didn't learn. I knew what he can do. But you got that respect, like I was saying. You got that respect. It's like you can appreciate like his journey from before then. So I was already watching him. You know what I'm saying? So I was already building my respect from since day one. So it wasn't that I learned anything new because that's all I watched was him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I already knew everything I was supposed to know. And
How is he different from 2012? What's different about his game?
just mentally, his game has changed because he's just like he found out he can do whatever he wants out there. He can score if he wants to. He can get everybody involved. He can create lanes. He can create mismatches. You know what I'm saying? So he realized that, and he's just playing a chess game out there.
Yeah.
That's what all the really, really great players do. And I've seen it throughout the series, you know what I'm saying? And you try to match that, try to beat him move for move.
Yeah.
Strategically throughout the series. And, you know, your mind has to always be working. You know what I'm saying? You can't get distracted. And that's what the great players make you do, you know. He's one of those.
Did you feel, was there a point in game 5 when you felt like you saw defeat in their eyes?
Yeah, I felt like, you know, when we went up big in the second quarter, I felt like, you know, they were letting it slip away. They were letting it slip away, and then they hit some timely threes. So if they wouldn't have hit those threes, like J.R. Smith, those 2 threes he hit, then I felt like we were winning to halftime with a clear hold on to the game. But they got some hope because of those 2 threes, and that's what you need, like somebody like J.R. Smith for. You just inject him in the game, and he injects energy into the rest of the team. So
he's like that guy in playing pickup. The crazy guy that just starts hitting shots.
Yeah.
And you're like, Jesus, guard him. And then he hits like another crazy one.
Exactly.
Who's got him?
That's exactly how I looked at the whole series too, like a pickup game.
Yeah. It felt like a pickup game.
Yeah, the type of players that you would play pickup with, like it felt like they were all on the court. Like you get the big, strong, fast bully who just run to the rim, and like LeBron James, you get the dude that's going to dribble the whole possession and look sweet while doing it, and then Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Then you get the big white guy who can rebound and shoot threes. Kevin Love, like
Thompson, just a banger rebounder.
It feels like it was a team created at 24 Hour Fitness, like the perfect team. That's how I was looking at it. It's like, all right, then let me simplify this real quick. What is that?
Korver's the white guy who comes in, just starts making shots.
Yes. Like, let me
That's my dream scenario.
Exactly.
And we all know about the Jones.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hurting everybody to watch.
Dante. What was he? Was he just yelling the whole series?
Yeah, he was just
trying to get people upset.
Trying to give him some energy. I understand.
He came in garbage time, one of the first 2 games, and Kerr forgot to take Curry out.
Oh yeah,
and then Dante just threw Curry the floors. This would have been the biggest coaching disaster of all time.
He knew what he was doing. Dante knew.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why he's on the team.
Yeah.
All right. So you win. You go back. You hug everybody in the locker room. Champagne.
Yeah.
First time champagne's been sprayed on you, like in a winning situation.
Yes.
Because I saw one clip. You forgot to put the goggles on and you got assaulted.
Yes.
It was a rookie champagne mistake.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Champagne hurts.
It's my first time. What I'm gonna be spraying champagne for, besides winning the championship. So yeah, it's my first time. I never did it before, and it was exciting. It was a rush that I never felt before, obviously. So I just tried to be in the moment, man. And
so you do interviews before or after the champagne, or both?
Afterwards. So I was drenched in champagne. It was so cold. I was shaking. I didn't expect that.
And you're holding the trophy the whole time?
Holding the trophy, yeah. But just making your rounds and so many people just congratulating you, you know, you just appreciate the support, man. Really. That's when you really thank the people who, you know, hope and pray that you did well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can appreciate them.
Was it weird at all winning the finals MVP with Curry standing right there?
No.
Didn't seem like it was weird.
No, it wasn't at all. I feel like Steph was my biggest fan that night, you know, and I was so happy the way he played, you know.
He was great.
Yeah, he was he
was back to being Steph.
He looked great.
Yeah.
He looked like one of the best players to ever touch a floor, you know what I'm saying? And to have that type of input in the finals, he was almost at a triple-double.
His rebounding was the big surprise of the finals.
He was in there. We talked about that. In order for us to win, we had to rebound with them.
Yeah.
Because they're beasts on the board. So he was coming in, getting rebounds and pushing the break and being patient in the pick and roll, turnovers down, taking good shots.
Steph versus Kyrie, I don't know if there's ever been a better matchup of offensive point guards, unless you count Isaiah versus Magic, which I guess you'd have to. But Magic, to me, I don't even know. To me, he has no position. He was just kind of
6'9". He went.
Yeah,
Isaiah
it's like
couldn't guard him. That was like
they couldn't really.
That was a clear mismatch. But Kyrie and
because Kyrie hit, I want you to know, Kyrie hit like 13 of the greatest shots I've ever seen in my life in that series.
Goodness, man.
He hit the one yesterday when you might even been one of the two guys in front of him, and he just drove at them and then just did a bunch of things and threw the ball over his head and it went in. It was like, what the hell was that? I think he meant to do that.
I was telling some of my friends, like right after game, what's the game 2? I was just like, Kyrie just makes you happy. He makes you happy when you watch him play.
Yeah.
Like you just smile when you watch him play. Because it's like, for somebody to be that skilled, you know he had to work tirelessly at it. You know what I'm saying? The stuff he has in his package is next level stuff that like you can try to teach your kids to do it, but you'll never be able to do it. I never seen anybody block his layup, and he's 6'2". I've never seen one person pin his layup on a glass. Not one. Cause he like the spin he got on it and he don't have to look at it. It's like I got so much respect for him because I know how much work he put in to be that good. I never seen nobody like him.
He's like one of those cars that you can get the car that has everything. Yeah. That's like his offensive game.
His package is like
he's got like the best tires and he's got like
no pause.
Yeah.
His game is his bag is full. His package, wow, that was crazy. But you get what I'm saying. His bag is full of tricks. His layup package is crazy.
I think I said I was doing a podcast with my buddy House last week, and I was saying I think he's the best offensive inside out point guard I've ever seen. I don't know if he's the best all around offensive point guard because that's a different argument. I'm just saying like he has more ways to score than any point guard I've ever seen. He can score anywhere from 28 feet in. He makes terrible threes that go in routinely.
I'm one with you.
He scores on 2 7-footers when he wants. Like he's just unbelievable.
Pull up Jays. He should just pull up so quick. No,
but he's a much better shooter than Iverson.
Way better shooter.
Yeah,
and
he's taller. He's a good 6'2", 6'2 and a half. Well, I meant make them too. I mean, he's making 40% from 3. He's making 29 footers with the guy's hand in his face, and
Kyrie is better than AI to me.
I agree. I agree. We certainly percentage wise backs it up. I mean,
I'm going from like skill for skill. Like his handle's better. He could. I know.
Yeah. Hey,
somebody might tap me on the shoulder.
This out.
Yeah, we might have to cut that out. I don't want no problems.
Yeah, it's the best other than we're gonna dub your voice over. He's the other than AI. Here's the best.
Yeah, y'all might have to cut that one. I don't want that to get out.
Yeah. Listen, man, it's evolution. This is what.
Well, I'm just saying. I feel like Kyrie got more skill.
Well, Kyrie, Steph versus Kyrie is a great argument because what's Rich doing? He's making cereal. All right. Because Steph, the spacing he creates and the way he doesn't need the ball all the time and he can still have a huge impact. Whereas Kyrie's more of the more traditional one-on-one guy.
Yeah.
It's a good argument. And I really think they bring the best out of each other too. That was one of the things that I felt got lost in the narrative about this series and how people were enjoying it. It was like, it's not just that these are like, a bunch of the best guys in the league. It was like, you guys are actually bringing the best out of each other, Like they're in just about every game, the best 2 guys on each team were playing well. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It happens maybe 1 or 2 games in a series, but it doesn't happen every game. Like think about the games you had with Westbrook in the playoffs where, maybe 2 times a series, both of you played well in the same game.
Yeah.
It's just not common. So I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I wish there was more. Part of me was hoping you were going to lose last night so we get another game.
I did not want to go back to Cleveland and deal with that again. That would have been sick.
Oh, my God. That would have been tough. I'm not sure you would have gotten any calls either.
Oh, man. It would have been a game 7 for sure.
The Celtics were rooting for a long series because every game was more money to the salary cap. Do you know that?
I didn't.
So it's like every game was like $22 million. And the players get half, so it's like 11 million, which goes into the pool. So you split it up by 30 teams.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's like $375,000 per team each time it goes past 4. So
I've
seen
that. They said that's why they shot 22 free throws because
yeah,
Warriors need to make 22 million.
Right. Yeah,
They lost
the Warriors are
22
fine.
million.
Yeah, the Warriors are fine with money. I don't think they need it. Wait, I got sidetracked because we were talking about the locker room, the champagne. Then I asked you about the Finals MVP, and I got sidetracked. All right, so the champagne happens. Then you do the interviews, you do the rounds.
Yeah.
Then what happens? Tell me, what are the next 5 hours?
5.
Or the next 25 hours?
Well, after that, after I took my pictures and, you take the pictures with the trophies and
Right.
went back, showered up, hopped in the car. You know what I'm saying? Had my friends and family here at my house afterwards. So we just hung out for a while, just talked and chilled and ate.
Club? Then you went to the celebration party?
No,
Club?
I didn't go. I didn't go to the celebration party.
So that was it?
That was it for me. Just chill with my family and friends in here after the game. And we was up until like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. We were just talking, just reminiscing, just eating, just kicking it.
But then you said you didn't sleep.
Yeah, because we were up so late. And I didn't get out of the arena till midnight. So I was like, I'm still in game mode right now. I can't believe I got to go to practice. I couldn't go to practice.
But yeah, you got to like almost shut it off like a switch.
It's hard. So it's kind of like I don't even believe we won a championship right now. It was just like we're still working for it.
It's weird that you played the best you've ever played, and now you can't play anymore. You should just go to the YMCA and just torch some random dudes.
Because I'm
go
like
to the Oakland YMCA.
I'm in a good groove right now. My shot feels
feeling it.
My shot feels good. Like
let's go, Tate.
Long as my shot feels good, like I got a nice touch and I'm hitting the bottom of the net. Like I was like, why are we stopping? Like, let's just hoop.
It's too bad there's not the Olympics or something coming.
Let's get these makes out. And you know what I'm saying? I got to put them. It's like a rapper. He got too many raps in his mind. He got to get them. He got to get them out on the wax. I had to get these J's out, man. So it's good feeling to be in rhythm like that. But I wish we was playing more.
Quick break to talk about DraftKings. We may not have Tiger Woods anymore, but we do have 1 week fantasy golf on DraftKings.com. Get locked in on every drive, every approach, every putt. Golf's second major of 2017 tees off on Thursday. But did you know DraftKings has a $100,000 contest that's usually free to enter? Oh, yeah. The tournament rhymes with the Show S Mopin. You know what that is, Tate?
No.
Yeah, that's the second major. Pick
The US.
Pick 6 golfers before the tournament starts this Thursday morning, then follow your golfers live and rack up points for eagles, birdies, and more. For new players, DraftKings offers different contests against players of the same skill level, or start a rivalry and invite your friends to play in your own very private contest. I would recommend the single entry contest. That's what I did during the NFL season. You're only going against people who have one team instead of a bunch of them. And I'd recommend Bubba Watson as a sleeper. He's only $8.2 million. Dark horse. Remember, the tournament starts Thursday AM. Hurry to DraftKings.com. Choose your golfers. Make sure to use promo code Simmons to enter the free $100,000 fantasy golf contest. Promo code Simmons. DraftKings, the game inside the game. Eligibility restrictions may apply. See DraftKings.com for details. Back to 4-time scoring champ Kevin Durant. What was the most surprising text you got in the last 24 hours?
Obama.
Oh.
Obama. Well, he sent a text through somebody to get to me.
What did he say?
Congrats. Your defense was really good, which was random.
Katie's like, my defense has always been good, Mr. Former President.
And told me to enjoy it, have some fun, typical stuff. But
don't go to the White House.
I wasn't expecting that.
Who else? This is good. This is a fun game. Obama, that's gonna be tough to top.
Yeah, that's why I started.
No Rihanna text?
No.
What? Why does she like the Cavs so much? Where did that come from?
She loves LeBron.
Okay.
She's been a big LeBron fan for a long time. Everywhere he went, she's just a big fan. I don't even think she really watches basketball.
So does that mean she's a front runner? Because LeBron's
she just
been
like
the
players.
best player in the world for 10 years.
That's what That's what basketball is about, liking attaching yourself to players.
When you're at these games, do you look around to see where people are sitting and see who you recognize? Because at the finals, there were a lot of people.
Yeah, if it didn't catch my eye, I wasn't looking. I mean, I would glance around. I wasn't in it, just looking, like seeing who was there. Like I would glance.
Because you knew where Rihanna was in game one.
Yeah, because she was standing up. She was almost on the court, yelling. She was yelling all game, and I didn't know she was there until I looked over and heard somebody screaming all loud. Her and a friend. I was like, "Yeah, they ain't here tonight."
They always used to say Kobe used to know where everybody was. They would give him the list of the people in the seats they were in.
Really?
And he would go and he would either make eye contact with the people or at halftime walk over. Like it was like a big thing for him, the performance.
That's a part of it, especially in LA. But here, it's like you don't get those type of people. Like you get you may look over and see a CEO of
you let Silicon Valley, yeah,
or you
the
might
Salesforce CEO,
yeah, or Eddie Q from Apple, just center court. Nobody.
So Eddie Q's he's a real Warriors fan.
Yeah,
he was going when they sucked.
He's about every game.
Yeah,
was it every game this year?
Yeah, he's legit.
He's at every game this year. So.
I went to a game with him when the Warriors were terrible.
Yeah, he was
fan. Still wearing the jersey. Like I think some of the people are a little bandwagony, but he's not one of them.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
I could tell he was so happy.
I gotta say the crowd was really good. I've been lucky enough. I figured it out yesterday. That was the 9th time I've seen a team close out the championship, and the crowd was good. It was definitely, you could feel it. There was a real energy.
It was,
and I thought they affected the game.
Oh, they did. They were so happy for us, man. First basket, they were loud. You know what I'm saying? And from then, they just rolled with us. When we got down 8, they just kept cheering. You know what I'm saying? And they just made the whole experience even better. Obviously, we would love to win on the road, but then to come home and do it.
Yeah, winning home's better. That's bullshit.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's better to win at home.
You're more comfortable at home.
Yeah. It's also where your house is.
Yeah, I can sleep in my bed as a champion. Like, I have to get up and pack my bag and hop on a plane. I would love to win in Cleveland just to win and complete what we, 16-0. That'd have been cool, but it feels good to win it at home.
Did you believe Draymond when he said it was worth it that they lost last year because then you got to be on the team this year? It seemed like semi-legitimate.
It all works itself out. I'm sure in that moment last year, you would love to win a championship.
Yeah.
But, thinking about it now, it's just like, well, it might not have been as bad. We was able to, put together a really good team that works well together and win the championship in the first year.
I got a newsflash, though. They would have won last year if they were healthy.
Think so?
Yeah. It came down to the final minute. They had no Draymond in game 5. They probably would have closed it out in game 5 anyway. But then no Bogut.
But how long
Curry's hurt the whole series.
How long we keep talking about this?
What?
Like this same argument we've been talking about for the whole year.
Which one?
They would have won if Draymond wouldn't have got suspended.
No, I'm just saying.
Hurt, I
think last year was pretty fluky though.
Like we've been talking about the same stuff. It's a new champion now. New team.
But everybody's saying it was because Durant came. But Curry was healthy too. That also helped. There were
he was
other factors.
It came together. It came together.
Yeah. Curry was definitely, there's no question he was hurt last year. I think they did a good job of covering it up, but
no, he was banged up. Now, he was banged up from what I heard. He was banged up, but he didn't make that excuse. He still felt like he could have played great, could have played better than what he did.
Who was the drunkest teammate last night? Who was the one who you're like, we got to get the champagne away from him?
Draymond. McAdoo was pretty drunk.
Matt the Rev.
McAdoo.
Love it.
Oh, Tate's excited. Tate knows McAdoo.
Yeah. Everybody was pretty nice. D West, everybody. Zaza hasn't had a drink in so long. He was drinking. D
West was he like? I heard he was like almost incoherent.
He was different.
Yeah,
greatest speech I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
He was out of his mind. I haven't seen him like that before. He was so excited. It was like a kid in a candy store. Like you could tell that he was in a happy place. It was good to see.
Well, see, that's the thing when people are talking about the Warriors going forward and the salary cap, the 4 contracts, how do you fit everyone in? And this happened with the Russell Celtics, were the first team that I think did it in the 60s, where once a team's winning, you end up getting the day 2 or 3 of these David West guys every year. And it's not champions chasing. There's a little bit of it, but they're guys near the end of their career want to be on a good team.
It's not even about because you're not guaranteed to win a championship.
No.
You see a lot of guys just want to put themselves in a position of being in a good environment and to only think about winning the championship.
Right.
It's not about winning it because you never know, but just to think about all you would think about is winning the championship. That's a good feeling.
Yeah.
And D West won experience that. He did it with San Antonio. The only thing they thought about was playing perfect and being a champion. And we did the same thing here. So who wants to worry about if this guy not getting shots, or if this guy's happy, or he might want to be traded, or they clashing, the coach don't really like who wants to deal with that as a basketball player?
Right.
It's not fun. And that type of stuff seeps in when you're in the NBA. It's like the business seeps into the court sometimes. And the game is so pure, it's not fun. You're not happy that way. So just thinking about a championship is what those guys are trying to do, like a D West or Zaza. They just want to be in that environment.
JaVale seemed like he was like that too.
Yeah.
He seemed like he was a great teammate.
Yes, he was an unbelievable teammate. He brought everybody together. He's the reason why we're so tight. He
really, JaVale?
Yeah, his spirit is just open spirit. He's just always in a good mood.
Yeah.
Just his own person, and everybody kind of gravitate to it. He was friends with everybody in a different way. You know what I'm saying? And
every team needs at least one guy.
Yeah, and he was that guy. And a lot of people don't know that he adds value to your locker room. You know what I'm saying? That's what's underrated when you're playing on a good team, or a team that's thinking about a championship versus a team that's, that has so many other distractions, because now JaVale is who he is on the bad team is a distraction. Now with us, it's an asset because, he's bringing us all together.
You know who's like that for the Celtics? Gerald Green.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's always somebody you don't totally expect it would be.
Because I'm sure they just
all different kinds of people.
They just embraced him. They didn't try to change him. They just let him be who he is. And he's always had a good spirit, just like JaVale. And it just illuminates.
It seems like, and I know there is a reason for it, because Steve Kerr, who I've known for a long time, when I wrote my basketball book, he's in the pivotal chapter about how to figure out who the best team of all time was.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about what's more dangerous. I called it the FU edge, the team that's trying to make up a revenge season almost, versus a team that just won and now is trying to protect what they won the next season. Because he was in both situations, right?
Yeah.
The 96 Bulls, they lose to Orlando. MJ's coming back from baseball. Then he spends the whole summer. He's in crazy shape. They go 72-10. They win. This is the FU season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the next year they win again. They won 69. But that was they're the champs. They're invincible. And that's a different kind of edge because you've done it. You've been there. You know you're the best.
Yeah.
So I asked him, what's better? Which edge is better? He thought it was the FU edge, but slightly. But he said the ceiling of the second team, the team that had already won, just for one night is better because of the confidence.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. So you'll get to experience that next year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Because there's that shred of small, tiny doubt that, if you have one of your key guys hasn't won it yet, do I have it? But now that everybody's won.
Yeah, it's just you can relax knowing the formula works.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Individually, mentally, you know what you have to bring in order for you to be a champion.
It's honestly like having a kid. The first time you have a kid, you're just terrified the whole time. Right, Rich?
Yes.
Rich, sorry to wake you up, Rich.
Yes.
No, that first time when but the buzzers are going off and what's that? Is there something wrong? And then the second time you just know. It's
all right,
man. We're gonna go here, we show up and you bang them out. The other thing Steve was really passionate about, because he was on, those Bulls teams and the Spurs teams, was just the selflessness.
Yeah.
And how, one of the themes of my book was the secret of basketball is it's not about basketball. It's about the other stuff and guys. And that, it seemed like your team had that. That's why I thought the finals MVP moment was so interesting. Curry really didn't seem like he cared that you won.
No, he didn't.
That's a good thing though.
Everybody was excited for me, you know. And if it was Steph, we would all been excited for him,
Right.
just like we were excited that he balled out this series.
Let's put it on eBay and see what happens.
Put what on eBay?
The Finals MVP trophy.
Not a chance.
Where are you going to put it?
I'm gonna give it to my godfather probably. It's in the cloud already for me. Like it's there already, so I'm gonna get a hard copy to the guy who taught me how to play the game.
So where's he going to put it?
Probably in his basement somewhere. No, he ain't gonna. No, he got all my. He got the. He might have an MVP trophy.
You said he has your
Rookie.
Olympic medal.
Yeah, he has something else significant. So he got a little wall of fame. He probably put it on.
That's the thing is you guys, they try so hard to win. And then when they win, they give the stuff to, like, some people don't even know where their rings are. Like they're in a safety deposit box.
Yeah. It's just achieving it. It's
yeah.
like,
it's the symbol of it.
The gifts and stuff is a cherry on top. Yeah. But just like just knowing that you did it. That's even sweeter. I mean, then you get the rewards with the rings and the banners and the T-shirts and all this extra stuff. But just knowing that you did it was even better.
OKC people happy for you think or no?
I'm not even worried about that. Who cares? I mean, I don't know. I can't talk for them. My mind's not even there.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it yesterday.
No.
It seems like a long time ago now.
To me, it is. I mean, we're going to be talking about this next year too?
I don't think so.
I hope not. I mean, because it's going to be boring after a while. I hope it's boring after a while to you guys.
No, next year's angle is going to be Kevin Durant ruined the NBA and you guys created a super team.
Well,
it's all your fault. The NBA is not fun anymore.
How many excuses are you going to make? I mean,
I'm not saying that's
not
my
you.
angle.
Not you. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If you're, day one.
The NBA is not fun anymore.
I mean, it went from, well, it's not enough basketballs. It's not going to work.
I think I might have said that.
They don't have a bench. Like they small up. They don't have any rebounding. They don't have any shot blocking. They gave away two of their greatest defensive centers. Like, and then that went into like, well, they're supposed to do that. You got 4 All-Stars, and that went into.
I think I said that too.
And then that turned into like, well, you're still gonna lose in finals in 6 to the Cavs. You're gonna lose. Like, the Cavs have a mental edge over the Warriors. Then
I didn't agree with that one because I watched that Celtics series pretty carefully, obviously, because it was my team, and we missed open shots the whole series, but the shots were there. I was like, the Warriors aren't going to miss those shots.
I just felt like it was so many different excuses, and then once we like proved you wrong throughout the season, as far as if we can mesh together.
Don't say you.
Like, I'm just saying,
the media.
Well, whoever was making
the naysayers.
The naysayers. So I just felt like we just kept grinding. You know what I'm saying? We didn't let that stuff affect us, and we tried really hard every day to get better. Because we struggle as far as like trying to make it look so good and make it work so smooth. You know, it took us some time. Defense wasn't good to start the season. Offense was still working.
You had to break some. I didn't realize. I read that one article that you had to almost get used to moving and not just kind of standing there on plays.
Yeah, we had to build some habits. It wasn't like coaches like roll the balls out and like, all right, just go score. Like, y'all got the best talent in the league, just go score. Like, we didn't do that. We worked well together. That's why JaVale McGee was able to play well, because we utilized his strengths instead of only putting him out there and putting him in bad positions. That's like the whole team. Coach uses your strengths instead of how you can help the team rather than just throwing you out there.
I was suspicious. I thought history said that it was going to be really hard to win the title with adding somebody who's as good as you are to an established team. The history of it was that usually the first year the team doesn't win, that it takes a year to get, like 2011 Heat being a great example. Takes a year. Everybody gets a little comfortable with each other. And as you know, like in these big games, you know, if the chemistry and the cohesion isn't there, it can just fall apart, like in Game 3 in Cleveland. But for whatever reason, you guys, I don't know. But by it seemed like April, it seemed like it was just humming.
Yeah.
I said on my pod before the playoffs that I thought 60-0 was in play. And I was saying how, what did I say, Tate? I was, because I wanted to bet on it.
Yeah.
and I couldn't find it as a bet. And I was like, I think this should be a bet.
It
69.
didn't exist.
Yeah, it didn't exist.
Yeah, because no
I was like, it was
Yeah.
conceivable that you could go 16-0. But then as it actually was happening, I was like, I can't believe they might go 16-0. Just didn't. I mean, that would have been, I think, an all-timer achievement.
Man, that'd have been amazing.
It's just, the deck's stacked against it. It just shouldn't happen. There should be one game where shots don't go in, or like what ended up happening.
Yeah.
The other team hit 24 threes and you didn't get a call for 2 quarters.
Yeah, I mean, but when you're 15-0 and like we were playing well at that point, like and you're up 3-0, it's like you feel like you can just relax just a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. And I'm sure like 96 Bulls at 15-0, they would have tried to win that game and they probably would have relaxed just a little bit after being up. Like I feel like a lot of teams.
They were up 3-0 against Seattle, remember?
Yeah, and they lost 2 in a
2.
row. So it's not like they're doing it on purpose. It's just natural to just be like, all right, like we up 3-0 now. We could play chess with them a little bit. And sometimes they just hit you in the mouth. Yeah, that happens with a lot of great teams. And that's what they do.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I sat close for 2 of the games. I didn't realize how physical he is when he has the ball.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's the forearms and the pushes and he does a little move where he touches your hip.
Yeah, he
kind of pushes you out bounce with your hip.
He grabs your arm a lot.
He's got every trick.
Yeah, he got little tricks. He's strong. But
you have your best trick is when like somebody like Jefferson's just like trying to basically manhandle you as you're going to get open. You just put your hands up.
Yeah.
And it's like they can't do it because it's so clear that they're fouling you if your hands are like this. So you put your hands over your head. It's a good trick.
Jefferson, I couldn't even run to my spot. He was
mauling you.
I was like, yo, I'm just trying to run to my spot. I'm not even in the play.
Yeah, the refs, it seemed like they decided before the series that he was going to be allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Because
it
seems like it was 40 fouls.
Yeah, man. He was fouling a lot, but he was physical. He was physical. I can't say he was fouling because I've been played like that before.
Yeah.
And he was physical. But when I caught the ball, he was so physical that I had him on his heels and I was just catching it going to the rim. So I knew that he would just all his weight was on his, forward. So when I caught the ball, he was face guarding me. You just thought of his head, the ball was coming. I was just catching and going.
Yeah.
So I just tried to use that against him.
It seems like the biggest misconception people have about why he went there is how much of it was a basketball decision, not to go to win the title, which is obviously one of your goals, but it was a stylistic decision.
Yeah.
You just wanted to play that style.
Yeah, I did. It's as simple as that. I wanted to play in that style. I wanted to see how it felt to play one-on-one, if I get in the post or if I'm in transition and I got one guy in front of me, I didn't want to have to I wanted to see how it felt to beat one guy. I mean, I was seeing a lot of other stars playing in one-on-one.
Yeah.
I wanted to see how that felt. And I haven't had that feeling in a long time. I was playing with a lot of double teams, a lot of loading up.
A lot of guys just standing in one spot, and it's like, all right, it's your turn now to go 1-on-3.
It's not even about that. I mean, we did that a lot in the playoffs, to be honest. We played a lot of ISO ball, but I'm just saying.
We also got a lot of layups.
We did that a lot in the finals, but we mixed it up.
Yeah.
But we did it a lot. But it's not that. I'm just saying it's the point where because when you're playing with traditional bigs as well, it takes up a little bit of the space.
Right.
And then also, we had a lot of athletes, a lot of guys that's not known as shooters. They hit shots, but like you wouldn't mind them shooting threes. So it was like I was always a man and a half was guarding me. So I just wanted to see how it felt.
The 2017 Warriors basically broke my brain because I always felt like I could compare any team to any team starting with like the mid 70s.
Yeah.
And now, like I saw Scottie Pippen last week. I was hanging out with the NBA entertainment people and they brought him in to talk. And somebody asked him, like, what would you do against Durant? How would you guard him? And like the typical stuff he gets. And I'm thinking, like, if Scottie Pippen from 1992 showed up right now, he would spend the whole summer shooting threes.
Yeah.
He would shoot 750 corner threes every day, right?
Yeah.
For 4 months. until he got good at them.
Yeah.
And his entire game would be different. So it's like, why the fuck am I even bothering comparing the 2017 Warriors to 96 Bulls? Because if Scottie Pippen was here now, he would completely change how he played.
Yeah.
And I think that's just what basketball is now.
That's
I think you go back into history and it's like McHale would shoot threes.
Yep.
Bird would take 10 threes a game. Magic would work on his 3-point shot constantly.
Yeah.
It would just be a different sport.
That's why you can't compare eras, man.
I don't think you can.
The game just evolves. Like they made the 3-point line because the game evolved.
Right.
It wasn't there first. So.
And it took them like 10 years to even figure out how to use it.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody used it.
Yeah.
Because it took us some time to get used to that. So the game is evolving. It's all right that people want to play faster. But like to say like we wouldn't have beat this team or that team, like first of all, we'll never ever have a chance to play. And on top of that, like the rules are different. The style of play is different. Like if you couldn't shoot, you couldn't be on the court against us. We were going to use that against you. If you were a slow defender, we were going to pick on you. That's what our goal was throughout the whole playoffs. Like we're going to make them switch a lineup because we're going to just pick on their worst defender. And if it's one of their better players, then that messes up their whole game plan.
Yeah, you guys were the best I've seen at taking whatever person probably shouldn't be out there defending you and just torturing that person.
Yeah, that's what
until they came out of the game.
That's what our game plan was.
Yeah.
Go after the weakest one, but only do it within the offense. So if Steph in the pick and roll, we still have a movement on the backside to occupy the rest of the guys while he don't have, so he can't have no help.
Right.
So we kind of exposing him because you can hide a lot of guys in the league now. So if you got a bad defender, we still got Clay and Draymond in a pin down that the ball can go to Clay. He have a wide open three, but you got to defend Steph Curry playing 1-on-1 against your worst defender. Or
right. I would look at like the 86 Celtics. I just don't think Parrish can play in the series.
No.
There's just, unless they just we're going to score.
I mean, we had troubles. We had problems. We had problems with teams that are bigger.
But I don't think they could have played Bird, Parrish, and McHale against you guys.
I can't say the Chief wouldn't have played. He probably would have played against us.
Maybe like 20 minutes. This is like one of the best 50 players of all time.
We play so fast at some point. Like we played with a big too, so he'd been in there with Zaza. But if we made adjustments and wanted to go small, they had to make a decision.
But the thing is, like, if you put the Chief in now, the Chief shooting threes though.
I know for sure McHale. I don't know about the
McHale, definitely. McHale, near the end of his career, started shooting them.
Yeah.
The team that I think would have been, like, hypothetically, the most fun series, I think, would have been the Bad Boy Pistons.
Yeah.
Because they would have had all different dudes to throw you. Isaiah could have gone to Curry. Rodman would have not only been defending you, but trying to start fights with you and push you into the basket sport.
Yeah.
Lambeer would have gotten in 5 fights.
I think you underestimate our mental toughness as well. Like,
I underestimate it.
A lot of people do when you're comparing us to these teams because we got the mental toughness. I mean, it'd have been a physical series, but everybody.
I'm just saying defensively, I think they would have had things to throw at you.
Yeah,
the older Pistons too.
That's which one? I was talking Bad Boys.
We were just talking
the 04 Pistons would have been interesting, right?
They'd have been tough. I was thinking about them too.
Yeah.
Tough matchup because they got Chauncey, they got Tayshaun to guard me, they got Rip on Clay, and they both running around.
Plus,
Rashid.
The thing is, though, Rashid and Draymond would have gotten
Ben Wallace.
Yeah, Ben Wallace on the boards, but Rashid and Draymond, they would have had to cancel the series. Something would have happened with Rashid and Draymond. Man. It would have been the big international incident.
But Rashid, man, he was tough. Turnaround Jay was, ooh.
That's a guy who was ahead of his time. Because if he's just like the ultimate stretch five, who's, then
he's Towns.
He would have been unbelievable. Yeah, he was Towns.
He's Towns to me. Rashid was nice too. That's not a downgrade if you're Carl Towns. Rashid is nice.
That would have been a good series.
It was a good game. Both teams play hard. Both teams play hard, my man. Both teams play hard. God bless and good night.
Quick break to talk about Quip, the new company that's refreshing the way people brush their teeth. Having good oral health impacts your overall health, and yet most of us don't brush our teeth properly. Tate, you brush your teeth properly? All right. 75% of us don't refresh our bristles or visit the dentist on time. You don't need a big, expensive toothbrush to get the oral care you need either. Quip. It's an electric toothbrush that packs premium vibration and timer features into an ultra slim design. Half the cost of bulkier brushes, almost like Apple designed a toothbrush, but without Apple's big price tag. Quip, backed by leading dentists, was named one of Time Magazine's best inventions in 2016, Rich. They won a 2016 GQ Grooming Award. The Quip toothpaste tastes fresh, strengthens teeth, gives your mouth the perfect clean feeling. It's wireless, mirror mount, declutters your bathroom, doubles as a travel cover. Quip starts at just $25. Subscribers receive new brush heads on a dentist recommended 3-month plan for just $5, including free shipping. Go to getquip.com/BS for your first refill pack free with a Quip electric toothbrush. One more time, back to the finals MVP, Kevin Durant. Have you talked to Westbrook? I have to ask.
Why? Like, why?
I don't know. He didn't send you a text?
No.
Kobe?
No.
Not a lot of people show your team in general love on social media like the way other teams do.
Who?
Not a lot of people do.
See, Rich monitors all this stuff.
I watch that shit so closely.
We're the bad boys of the.
The supervillains.
Yeah.
Super villains.
Yeah, I mean, we're not expecting no love from nobody.
So what happens now? What do you add to your game? I know you got something cooking.
Yeah, I just probably want to work on my body even more this summer. Try to get more flexible.
More flexible? Like what? Like yoga?
I don't know. Get more flexible so I can shoot more off balance shots and they look like layups.
What about a celebrity girlfriend? Getting the Us Weekly? No?
He was in us with you.
Yeah.
That might have been, that didn't sound like that was a real relationship though.
Celebrity girlfriend.
Yeah, actress? Go a couple red carpets?
No, that's not my scene.
You just like go on the red carpet without
Yeah, yeah, but I don't.
Just go with Rich.
No, I don't meet them so you can get on the red carpet.
Rich, what are your plans for KD now? You executed year one of your vision successfully.
Shit. India. We're going to India.
Yeah, that's it.
Going to India?
Yeah, that's not, I mean, that's not like
What's happening in India?
This is planned anyway. Open a basketball academy for the NBA.
Okay.
And building
some courts out there. So that should be fun.
You want to talk about NBA draft really quick?
Sure.
Are you following? Do you have opinions?
No, I haven't followed
You haven't followed anything?
No. It's 9 days away, right?
It's close.
I know the players, but I don't even know like
Celtics are going to take Fultz.
They are.
Yeah.
Lakers seem like they're leaning toward Josh Jackson from Kansas.
The smoke screen. They're taking.
Wow, what's in it for them? The smoke screen with the Lonzo pick.
I don't know. No, just like smoke screen, just like, you know, as a fan base, you want a little bit of like this, you know, you want a little bit of like mystique to your pick and feel like the organization went through everything. I think they want Lonzo Ball.
Okay.
Because if I'm,
Would you bet on that? That would be your bet.
yeah, I bet. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know it, but I bet on it.
Me too.
I'm like 50-50.
I just think the whole thing, like they, you know, you hear like they didn't love his first workout, they're bringing him for a second workout. Like that dude, LeVar Ball, if he's screaming, my son's gonna be a Laker, and he has no clue of that, and it does not happen. I mean, this guy is.
It'd be one of the great green room moments.
I mean,
The greatest.
It'd be he'll like have a
spare me from
flipping
how
chairs.
uncomfortable that moment will be. I hope Lonzo Ball goes to the Lakers.
Yes.
I do not want to see what LeVar Ball will do if they don't.
What's he gonna? Yeah, he's gonna snap on
You're not gonna snap on Magic.
He's gonna lose that battle.
You'll be like, who the hell are you? Get out of here.
Magic's like, I'm a billionaire.
Yeah, get out of here.
So here's my counter. Just because I spent the year with Magic watching basketball games with him. He loves competitive guys.
That's pretty dope, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's been a year with Magic watching basketball games.
And he could watch 8 games at once.
That's crazy.
But he loved
And
competitive.
run like $1 billion enterprise.
And he would text on this BlackBerry with his giant hands, and he'd somehow just had this BlackBerry and just sending texts while he's watching all these games. But he loved competitive dudes, and I know he went to the Lonzo game versus Fox, and Fox really gave it to Lonzo in that game.
Dude, that dude
And
was
it's the one thing I'm wondering, because knowing how Magic, what he likes.
What about the game where he hit the game winner
Right.
against Oregon?
Yeah, that was a good one.
What about the time his brother at 92 points?
That was rigged.
Stop hating on the young fella.
That was, yeah, kid's 15. Come on, Rich.
Rigged?
92? That's not rigged. He got buckets.
What was the defining KD game before Game 3? Was it the Rucker game?
No, don't disrespect. Yeah,
No,
Yo,
I'm asking. What's the game? What's the game that got mentioned to you first?
That's an interesting question. Like
I would say the Rucker game got the most attention you've ever gotten for a game. That
Game
was like
6.
3 weeks of blog posts.
Game 6.
Game 6 what?
Antonio.
Oh, 2012.
Yeah. Come on, man.
I'm trying to remember what happened in Game 6 San Antonio.
Down 18 at the half. Ended up coming back and winning. Had 35, 15, 5. Go to the finals for the first time. 23 years old. All of us. 22, 23 going to the finals.
The Rucker shot was pretty great.
That was crazy too.
That was, but
Everybody ran on the court.
One game went off.
I went off in the Olympics twice.
And I remember the world champion game. What was it in Turkey?
World Championship.
That was another good one.
Yep.
That was the first time I remember. I think I even wrote something after that game. I was like, he's hitting all the checkpoints. You know, I feel like with young guys, they got to hit the little.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
You know, like Jaylen Brown, I was really watching carefully in the playoffs because I think he has a chance. I don't think he has a chance to be as good as you, but
You like
and he was
Jaylen?
quiet. I do. And he was quiet in the playoffs, but then in the Cleveland series, first in the Washington series in Game 7, the crowd was into it, and he kind of rose up where the crowd was. I was like, oh, okay, Jaylen Brown
So you
hitting a
think
checkpoint.
You think he's gonna hit the checkpoints?
I think he just hit one. I don't. He's got 20 to go, but he's good. And I like that the next day, after they lost to Cleveland, he was there working on his game.
Really?
Yeah, that tells me. That's what I heard. So you told me you were following all the Twitter
That's
accounts.
what I'm saying. I want to let you know that it's true.
So you believe in my checkpoint theory.
I believe in it. Yeah.
So what were your checkpoints then? I'm discounting the first year when PJ Carlissimo played you at shooting
No, I had
guard
a
for 82
checkpoint.
games.
Rookie of the year, I wanted to average 20.
Yeah. Okay.
Did that. I couldn't average just 20 again for my second year. I had to jump up. And then it jumped up 5 points. I thought I was going to average like 22, but it jumped up 5 points. And I was like, all right, check that off. Second year. So I was borderline all-star that year.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be just in the conversation. If I wanted, that was extra. By year 3, I wanted to be for sure all-star. You couldn't hold me out.
Yeah.
And I averaged 30.
That happened.
I averaged 30. That happened. And then from there, it's just
You were
like,
youngest guy to do 30, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Then from there, just make the playoffs every year.
When was the Lakers series?
2010.
That was a good checkpoint.
That was the checkpoint. Winning
Yeah.
2 games against the champions. Like
You got some punches in on that
Yeah.
that series.
Yeah, grinded, struggled a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just know what the playoffs about. So every year you just want to be an all-star, play well throughout the regular season, be an all-star, all-NBA, and then go to playoffs and see what happens.
MVP,
MVP. Like
finals,
Yeah.
Olympian,
Yeah.
MVP.
Then you do the MVP, like do the MVPs, the all-star MVP.
Then all scoring titles.
Then you got those goals, but it's like not your main concern, but like you wouldn't mind them. You know what I'm saying?
I went back. I couldn't remember why you guys didn't win in 2014. And I went back and I watched that, which so much was going on that year. I was doing the studio show that year, and there was just a lot of good basketball, and I just kind of forgot what happened. It was overtime. Game 6.
Yeah.
San Antonio.
Yeah.
I forgot. I
was just their
watched it on
time.
YouTube. That was
It was just their time.
yeah.
Man.
That was a
felt
good
like
game.
they was hitting every shot. Every timely shot they could. We had them. Manu Ginobili hit the 3 to go at 1 point. We had made a tough layup to go 2. Manu hit the 3 to go at 1. I was like, damn.
Yeah, that was a good team. I forgot how close you were in that series.
Yeah, we were close. Game 7. We lost in 6, but
Right. But that we're with 6. Yeah, it could have gone to 7.
yeah, we've been on the road. Game 7.
We're gonna launch our podcast miniseries.
Yeah.
Rich is gonna get his own podcast.
No,
It's how about like a social
I think I'm
a social media report? You just tell us what's going on.
Oh, I can do that.
Rich dog.
Rich talk.
I just tell Kevin all the shit people say about him. Like, that shit. By the time he comes home from practice, I'm like, I don't know.
This guy said this. This guy said that. Do you tell him the media narratives?
Yeah, I get it. I do. I don't know if he's listening to me, but I tell him.
He's definitely not listening to you right now.
No, or you.
He's got text. He just won the finals MVP.
I'm still sorting through the 200 texts I got.
3-on-3 Olympics. What'd you think of this idea? It's happening.
I like it a lot.
2020.
I love it.
Would you rather play in the Olympic team or the 3-on-3 team?
I would love to do both.
Is it possible to do both?
No, because you got to play in all the qualifying tournaments. I mean, I guess we could find out. Ow.
I mean, you can really make it work, but I'm just saying it would be cool to play 3-on-3. Oh, that'd be
Yeah, I
sweet.
think you got it. I don't know.
The dudes that are playing now are like scrubs in the YMCA.
Right.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
I seen the
You
trials.
should see the team. It's
One of my
crazy.
boys from back home is like a real street baller. He's not very good, but he can play at street ball level, and he's playing
Yeah.
What are they doing Olympic trials right now?
in
They got
Colorado.
a squad already. It's like 3 white dudes, and then like, I mean, they just look like they're just random, like 6'2" white dudes.
Let me get on your squad.
Yo,
I have the team.
I gotta go.
No, I had that team for him.
Who?
You, Rich, and Perk.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
You score all. Perk just sets picks and scowls at people, and
I'll
Rich
check
will
it in.
just
I'll check it in.
There's
Rich will
3
check
seconds.
in.
There's no
You do
3
everything.
no 3 seconds. Perk would be a god out there. Post up, duck in.
You promised me Perk this summer
Yeah, still, I'm gonna come through.
because Perk did Area 21, the KG. I was so jealous. He was even better than you said he was going to be.
Telling you.
It was
I'm
Perk.
gonna get him on there.
It was incredible. KG, Perk, Pierce, and Rondo, and Big Baby. And then they brought Doc Rivers in, not realizing that Big Baby had just trashed Doc Rivers like 2 weeks earlier.
Oh, that was hilarious. Then they put him on the spot.
And he was just like sinking in his chair. It was so awkward. And then Big Baby threw Chris Paul under the bus, which I was surprised by. He was dropping bombs. He was saying how Rondo is the best point guard he ever played with. It's because Rondo looked out for his teammates, and that was crazy. That was good television.
Yeah.
Would you go on Area 21 or no?
No.
You wouldn't do that one?
Mm.
You don't do the old guy, the retired guy TV.
No, I love KG. I would sit down with him, but I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it with like 5 people?
Yeah, that's not. I'd be an awkward setting for me, like in Area 21. If it was like a sit down like this, it'd be cool. But like he got the court in there, and he real animated too. I like his energy.
I think they gave him like 10 Red Bulls.
Yeah, I don't got that much energy, so it wouldn't look right.
All right, so we got Perk. Who else are we gonna have? That's one podcast.
Yeah, man, he wrote like, I mean, like I thought we were going a certain way. You're like Perk, so and so, and you're like Leo DiCaprio and Denzel. I'm like, I don't know where to go with those.
who said that?
Leo DiCaprio.
I sent you like 100 names.
I know.
Jay?
Would Harden be good?
Perk.
Depends.
You just
Perk-
need somebody who's going to just say whatever he wants. And that's Perk. That's like Draymond. That's
Draymond would be
Think
good.
Iverson?
Maybe we get Iverson and Kyrie together.
JaVale would be amazing.
JaVale would be good.
Oh, you know what I never asked you? I remember one thing I didn't ask you about Steve Kerr,
What about him?
about just his health issues and the
Yeah.
whole thing. And did you think he was even coming back?
Man, once we got to the finals, I had hope before then, and once we started the finals and he wasn't out there for game 1, I was a little concerned. But as I was riding to the game for game 2, I was like right outside the parking lot, and Chuck was with me, and it was like he was like, "Were you with me, Chuck?" Like coaches gonna be on the sidelines, and I was like, "Wow, that was out of nowhere." So it's good to see him healthy. Good to see him like finish this off with us, and good that he's healthy, man, because he was struggling. He was really struggling.
Could
all
you
year.
see it during the season?
Yeah, he would always like. I would catch him always like, grabbing his neck and shaking his head and twitching it, like shaking his body out and trying to get loose and trying to get comfortable. It was just like you could tell that something was off. So I'm glad he's healthy, getting better.
What did you think of Iguodala's dunk in Game 5?
I've seen how much work Dre put in. He changed his diet during the year. He, cut out a lot of the bad foods and doing yoga once a week. He was drinking a lot of water. He was just doing everything perfect.
That's what happens when you get old. You start doing that stuff.
He started
I went
really
through that
focusing
phase.
in.
Yeah.
And he was just
you start drinking those juices, like beet juice.
Yeah, man. He was doing all the weird stuff that you do, man. Like
you'll be doing that like 5 years from now.
Yeah, I'm starting to now.
You'll be having like kale salad.
Yes, exactly. So I seen all that with Dre, and I was like, and when he did it in the finals, I was like, well, I know why. It's not like he just hopped out of bed and he put the work in throughout the whole year to put himself in that position.
What was the thing about how you stopped drinking for a few months?
Yeah,
when you got hurt.
When I got injured, our trainer was like, it would be best because I wouldn't be able to move around or break a sweat. So
yeah,
and you want me to pack on no pounds while I'm just drinking alcohol, having a beer or two every day while I'm just laying up on my couch waiting for my knee to heal. I didn't want to add on the extra weight. And once I came back, I didn't want to be overweight or, and start overcompensating.
So did you feel better? Is it something you're going to do every playoffs now?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it worked for me.
That's why Larry Bird won 3 straight MVPs.
He just stopped drinking?
No, they traded Rick Roby. That was the guy who used to drink beer with all the time.
Really?
Yeah. And he stopped drinking, stopped going out with Rick Roby, won 3 MVPs.
Yeah. That takes a toll on your body, just having a few beers a day.
Yeah, especially when you get older.
Man, for real. So,
and eating habits, all that stuff.
It's nowadays so many different selection of food. You can feel like you eat whatever you want and still be good because you play so much and travel so much, but after a while it catches up.
So you didn't ruin the NBA?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I added to it. I thought I did a good job individually, but as a team, you never seen nothing like us.
Here's the thing. There's been a lot of teams that the season ended and everybody said, how are they? Oh my God, this is a dynasty. Like this happens all the time. It's really hard to win a championship. You need a lot of things to go right.
It's hard, man.
I mean, think about when Zaza crashed in your leg. If he crashes into it 1 inch higher, you're not in the finals.
Oh my gosh. Imagine that.
You need luck every year with the finals.
Yeah, man. We put in work, man. Stop telling us that it wasn't earned or that we didn't work for it, man. We the most disciplined team all year.
Yeah.
We preached teamwork and togetherness all season when it's hard to do that when a bunch of egos in the league.
And you peaked at the perfect time.
And we peaked at the perfect time. We got better when I got hurt. We struggled first, and then as a smart team does that plays together and that's unpredictable out there, they figured it out. And when I was hurt, they took it to another level. And then when I came back, we just kept going from there. But we were disciplined. We preached. We had a message every day. It was always just about us. You know what I'm saying? So we worked on us every day.
When did you feel like you were a warrior? What point of the season? When were you not the new guy anymore?
When we lost to San Antonio the first game, I was like, all right. And then when you go through you get taught a lesson early on in the season like that. We had so many. It was so exciting to start the season off, and for us to get beat by 30 like that, you know what I'm saying? And kind of like, all right, now it's basketball. Let's play. Let's get better. Let's grind. We don't want this feeling again. And practices, shoot-arounds, everything was focused on like winning the right way, playing the right way. You know what I'm saying? How can you make your teammates better? And everybody waiting their turn. Pat McCall ain't played for 2 weeks, coming in and hit some big shots at the end of the third in the finals. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody waited their turn, and coach believed in everybody, man, and we just kept grinding every day.
I was expecting to see him in Game 5 because he didn't look scared in the Cleveland games, in the at Cleveland games, and he made it 3.
Yeah,
There was like talk about checkpoints.
yep.
He had a couple of checkpoints in those Cleveland games. I was like, I bet Kerr plays him.
Yep.
Because you always want to play young guys at home with the crowd.
Yep.
And he's going to play for you next year.
Oh, he's gonna be.
He's 25 minutes a game next year, I think.
Oh yeah,
right?
because
Off
he's
the
gonna.
bench.
Man, this did a lot for him. Playing
Plus,
in the finals. And
is he guarding you in practice?
Yeah,
That's got to help.
he's good, man. He's gonna play a lot for us next year.
You know how they got him?
They bought him from Milwaukee, I think.
Yeah, they bought the pick.
Yeah.
They cut a check.
Yep. Bought the
Cut a
pick.
check for the pick.
Yep.
So that's the thing. I said this on my podcast last week. People are bitching about this Warriors team because I think it's like the whole everybody gets a trophy culture of the way we are as Americans now, where it's like everybody's got you can't stack the deck, all that stuff. And look, you know, I'm not for stacking the deck, but it's been happening
for years.
The Sixers traded for Moses Malone in '82. They had been in 2 or 3 finals. They traded for the MVP.
It's cool. It's cool.
This is the league.
It's cool when whoever's paying all the bills is doing it. But
the thing is, like,
if we do it as the players, is cheating the game. Like, they've been doing this for years, stacking the deck, having the best players play with each other. Why not?
They drafted Clay. They drafted Curry.
Nobody wanted Clay. Was
Minnesota passed Steph twice.
Draymond was the 35th pick. Like,
Draymond was 2nd round. They created the cap space to get Iguodala. They created the cap space to get you. They went and bought the Macau pick.
But it's our culture. It's not just the players.
Yeah, but they went and got Livingston, who had a good season the year before.
But nobody
smart guys.
No, when they signed Livingston, they wasn't like, oh, Sean Livingston's the reason they're gonna win the championship now. Like, that wasn't the thought when they signed Sean Livingston. They're like, oh, this is a good piece. That's a solid piece. He resurrected his career.
Yeah.
But nobody was calling that the game changing piece. But now now it's a super team now. Like, you had a bunch of guys that nobody wanted, and we got a culture that
they almost traded Clay.
Yeah, you got a culture that's like different. Like Klay Thompson just being a shooter, like he was 11th pick. A lot of people could have had him. They didn't. Draymond Green was 35th pick, and he didn't play as much his first few years. Now everybody wants players like Draymond Green, but it's like, man, these dudes wasn't coming out of high school as the best players in their class and being the first team All-American, you know, out of high school, and like, they had great college careers, but it's like they weren't highly touted. And they started winning because they have been a great culture and they playing together and they playing the game the way it's supposed to be playing. You're going to discredit, like you want to discredit what they do by saying it's supposed to be easy. Like, no, they putting the work. Everybody putting the work. And they want to play the right way. It's hard to sacrifice.
Well, and also I think the thing people discounted about this season, not to sound like a Warriors apologist, but the spotlight and the bullseye you guys had, the bullseye of just night after night, you're getting everybody's best game. Then the spotlight of the media constantly trying to create little fake stories and just all the shit that goes with being the best team. When you have a team that's relatively new with new pieces, like, it's hard to deal with. It broke the 2011 Heat. You know, the scrutiny was too much. Like, it kind of affected LeBron to the point that in the finals, he kind of melted down a little bit. You know, it's hard.
It is.
I just think people seem to think that it was easy. I would say going against LeBron and Kyrie, LeBron still in his prime, Kyrie unstoppable. It was a pretty good team. It wasn't like it was a pushover. So
you had Kyrie, LeBron,
Kevin Love, Thompson, crazy J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith. So
would you call it the Equinox team come to life?
Yeah, exactly what it was. It was like the big bullies versus the nerds.
Yeah,
and the nerds won this time because we thought the game. We thought the game a little better. We executed a little better.
Well, I enjoyed it. I think it's really hard to win the championship. I remember, the 86 Celtics after they won that year, everybody was like, oh my God, and they have the number 1 pick coming. We've seen this every decade. There's 2 teams that seem like they're invincible, and you still got to go out and do it, and you got to protect it, and who the hell knows? So you guys have a really good chance. Kevin Durant, when are you going to sleep? Now?
Man, probably not. I'm about to.
Oh, he's got to go through his 200 texts.
Yeah, gotta finish.
You just won't tell us who the texts are, except for
No.
Obama. All right.
Obama.
The trilogy. This was number 3.
Hopefully.
Next time, Perk.
Perk is up next for sure.
Perk, if you're listening, Perk's definitely not listening.
Right now, nobody.
All right. Thanks so much to Kevin Durant for having us over the day after he won the NBA title. Thanks to Hotel Tonight. It's an app that helps you find amazing hotel deals at the last minute, up to 7 days in advance. Perfect for a spontaneous getaway or indulging in a little staycation. Booking on Hotel Tonight gives you the freedom and flexibility to play things by ear while knowing you will score a great price and a great place to stay. Get on these killer last-minute deals on Hotel Tonight. Download their app right now. Don't forget to go to theringer.com to catch up on our NBA coverage. And don't forget about Binge Mode, Game of Thrones. Rich, you care about Game of Thrones?
No. Never watched it.
KD, you care about Game of Thrones?
I don't.
He's just nodding sadly. Well, you guys probably won't enjoy the podcast, but a lot of people do. Binge Mode, Game of Thrones, season 2, available right now on iTunes. Back later in the week with another famous guest. It's famous guest week here on the BS podcast. Until then.
Wanna see them, wanna waste